Hello everybody, it's JohnnyFerno FIM talking and welcome back to the next reaction. This time it's going to be My Little Pony Season 9, Episode 20, A Horse Shoe-In. Now, if I remember correctly, a shoe-in means when something is just pushed in. And like in movie/TV show terms, it means that something is just shoved in without any purpose, like just whoop, there it is, now we have to deal with it. Something like that? I may be remembering that term completely incorrectly, but let us go and find out what it means in context of the episode. So if you're all ready, my dear friends, let us start My Little Pony Season 9, Episode 20, A Horse Shoe-In. In 3, 2, 1, go!
I think you really spruce up the office, Miss Philodendron. Oh, I'm gonna call you Phyllis. Don't you look
Starlight episode?
Phyllis?
She's a pet plant.
Come in. Come in.
Were you just talking to someone?
No. Why?
Starlight, I have something very important to discuss with you.
Oh.
If this is about leaving early yesterday, I didn't have any students on my schedule, and Trixie was having a magical emergency, which actually turned out to be nothing.
It's not anything like that.
Oh dear.
Twilight Sparkle, the Princess of Friendship, in light of her impending ascension to the throne of Equestria, and in anticipation of her many duties and responsibilities forthwith, does hereby intend to make good on her previous offer to you, Starlight Glimmer, of replacing her as head mayor of the School of Friendship.
I want you to take over the school when I move to Canterlot.
I know. It's just so amazing. I'm a little... Do you think I'm really up for it? Of course you do. I've covered for you every time you've had to run off and save Equestria, but, I mean, yes. Of course. Thank you!
I am completely okay right now.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
here.
You
Those
think a
eyes on
pony
Spike.
who'd be better for the job?
I'm a little nervous and excited. I'm mostly just nervous.
I understand.
You're nervous-sighted.
I'll have a lot of important responsibilities as ruler of Equestria, but I'll always be available to help whenever you need.
Oh dear.
Are you supposed to be at a royal etiquette lesson with Celestia and Luna right now?
Right. Can't underestimate the important responsibility of royal napkin placement.
Lucky like handy teleport.
I mean, no biggie, right, Phyllis? I've totally got this.
You can't even take care of Phyllis. Oh man, this is gonna be. I love Starlight so much. Ah, my little pony. I used to wonder what friendship could be. Okay, that's thinking. I've always loved Starlight as a character. I was incredibly split on when she was redeemed and then introduced as a good character, but I've really fallen for her since then. I really like what she stands for, what her role is. So I am excited to see how she, like, and I understand the name now, a horseshoe. It's like she is shoot in as the head mayor of the school. So interesting, what's going to go down.
But proud that you've been officially offered the position of head mayor.
Thanks.
But I can't help wondering if it's going to cut
Ariel
into our
Ship and
social
Obenheim. Oh
schedule.
shit, that's his name.
What do you mean?
Damn it, I missed it.
Take now, for example. Instead of heading to the delightful lunch I had planned, we're striding with determination toward what I can only assume is Twilight's office.
Obviously, our lunch is super important, but so is taking over the school. And the only pony who's really run the School of Friendship is the Princess of
Says the
Friendship.
former villain,
I'm worried
taking
about doing
over
it
the
all
school.
alone, so I want to get as much advice from Twilight as I can while she's still here.
But Twilight's never really done anything alone. She always has her friends.
But that just gave me an idea.
Oh
Thanks,
dear.
Trixie. You can give good advice when you don't mean to.
Thanks.
Maybe-
Are we still doing lunch?
Aww, Trixie.
Getting royal place settings just right is a lot harder than it looks.
Okay. I know how busy you are, but I wanted to talk to you about running the school because, honestly, I was a bit worried about taking it over all on my own. But I just realized you never did it alone.
Having a friend help out is pretty great.
Exactly. So,
Okay.
what do you
Freaking
think about
Starlight
me
beam.
hiring a vice head mayor to help run things?
I trust you to run the school any way you want. And if that means hiring a vice head mayor, I think it's a great idea.
Aww.
Like you said, I've always had ponies around to help. And don't worry, you can always call on me to...
Twilight, Rarity says you were supposed to be at the boutique 5 minutes ago for your second fitting for the coronation gown.
Ugh, how many fittings are there gonna be?
A lot?
Anyway, good luck finding your vice head mare. I know you'll pick the right pony for the job.
Wow. I heard the whole thing, and all I can say is, I am humbled. I hadn't ever considered it, but hearing you say it out loud made me realize what a great and powerful vice head mare I'll be. Plus, we get to work and socialize at the same time.
Well, sure, that would be
Yeah?
fun, but I can't just give you the job.
Oh, no, of course not. I imagine there's a lengthy process to go through before you inevitably hire the best pony for the position.
Oh boy.
Exactly. I'll probably interview several ponies.
Of course, several. Wink.
Why do you keep saying wink?
I'm not saying wink. Wink.
I'm glad you all
Oh,
decided to be part of the search for the School of Friendship's vice head mare.
Honestly, if you're looking for some pony to fundraise, I can bring in enough bits to have several buildings named after me.
Well, that's not the primary responsibility of the vice head mare, but any pony is welcome to apply. I think the selection process I've come up with is pretty special.
Albeit unnecessary.
Trixie, stop
Since
winking.
you all have to prove you have what it takes to be vice head mare, I've designed the interview in 3 stages.
All right.
Each stage will test a different skill the vice head mare needs. Only those who do well will move through the stages until finally the best candidate rises to the top. So, without further ado, it's time for stage 1, substituting for the teachers.
Well. Once the students get a sample of my great and powerful instruction, they might not want to go back to the regular faculty.
Big Mac ain't having any of that.
Wow, that seam is so straight. You really learned how to sew from mending apple sacks on the farm?
Yep.
Big Mac's doing pretty good.
Obviously, loyalty is the foundation of friendship and trust. But nothing gets more loyalty than a big stack of bits. This book on business will teach you all how to earn your own. Chapter 1, Equity.
Oh god, economics. Can I be part of that class? Please, can I be part of Octavia's class? Octavia, you're making me love you even more. Oh, Dr. Hooves is science. Ah, physics and stuff. Oh my god. Oh, can I please have all of these guys as teachers?
In the pre-Equestria era, year 1322, Abraxius the Bold did a bunch of boring stuff for a really long time. Okay, I know history's important, but I never learned any of it, and look how I turned out.
Not really well considering. Trixie, there's
Okay,
no
Phyllis,
winking.
Obviously, those 3 are moving on, but what about the rest? I think we're in agreement on this one.
Nope.
I know what you're gonna say, but it would be so much fun to have my vice head mare be a friend. She just needs a little more hoof holding than some of the others, but it could still work out, right?
Starlight, I've given this a lot of thought, and even though I still believe naps are a valid use of class time, you'll be the one running the school. So if you say no naps, then no naps. And I know I can be a little stubborn and not the best listener, but I just can't wait for us to tackle this job as a team. 2 great and powerful friends taking on the world. And I know you still have to go through all this interview stuff. Wait,
Trixie.
but I just had to tell you how excited I am.
Just tell
I
her.
told you it could work. Oh.
I swear, the one thing that hasn't changed about this
Vice
entire
Headmaster
show is that
candidates,
ponies are
welcome to
horrible
speech.
at communication.
All of you are here because you performed well, or well enough, to face your next challenge, Parent-Teacher Conferences.
Oh.
Vice Headmare will need to be a master communicator, and I can't think of a better test of that than meeting with our students and their parents or guardians.
I eagerly look forward to sharing my love of science with both progeny and progenitors.
Indeed. An orchestra is made up of different parts, and good communication is the key to harmony.
Yup.
That actually sounds like Aili
On
Motzi.
stage has taught me that
Am I
good
crazy?
Communication is essential to holding your audience's attention, which is why Trixie is also known as a great and powerful communicator.
But legit, Octavia's voice sounded like...
Song. And although she started out singing her part pianissimo, Ocellis is now soloing fortissimo.
That's good, right?
Indeed.
The science
I'm
curriculum
legit.
at the school is somewhat lacking, but Yona has taken to the subject like a yak to smashing. If fostered, I believe she could easily blaze a trail and expand our understanding of science itself. Next best! Next best!
Hey, Dr. Hooves is doing very good.
Gallus is a fantastic student. He's even taught me a thing or two about napping.
Is that why you're putting me to sleep?
Excuse me?
I don't know why I have to come to these things.
Well, most parents or guardians want to be involved in our students' lives. Maybe we should find a different representative from Griffinstone to be Gallus' guardian.
Oh, that'd
Trixie.
be great. If you find one, let me know!
I'm so confused. You're saying Silver Stream is exuberant?
Yup.
And enthusiastic?
Yup.
But aren't those the same? And are they good? I mean, you could be trying to tell me she's unfocused, but then you might just be explaining that you appreciate her high energy.
Nope. Yup. Maybe.
There seems to be a lot of nuance here, and I just want to make sure I understand exactly what you're saying. So what are you saying?
Oh, I relate a lot to what he's talking about.
Gallus doesn't need to know I'm proud of him, and he certainly doesn't need me trekking all the way to Ponyville.
Good, because you're no longer welcome.
Oh, well, fine with me.
Trixie, what happened?
I'm not sure, but we'll have one less conference to worry about next semester.
Trixie,
I
I
really
try
appreciate
to
your
like
honesty, Big
you.
Mac, and you're right. Parents expect a lot of detailed communication when it comes to their kids. And if you aren't comfortable with that, Vice Headmare probably isn't the job for you.
Yeah, nope.
Hey, that's nice. Oh, sorry, Big Mac.
Starlight, I know why you wanted to see me, and you don't have to worry.
Oh, good.
It's thoughtful that you'd want to check in on me after my shocking confrontation with Grandpa Gruff, but never fear, I shall recover.
Trixie, that's not exactly what I wanted to talk to you about. You can't get into a shouting match with parents or guardians. For the final stage of the interview process, you'll each have to put together a field trip. And if you really do want the job, I need yours to be exceptional. Because if I had to pick a Vice Headmare right now, it wouldn't be you.
She said it.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
She's not
Obviously,
doing
you're not gonna
anything.
give the job to some pony else, but you want to see my best. Well, message received. Wink.
Trixie,
The great and powerful Trixie is about to pull out all the stops. I hope you're ready for the most exceptional field trip to ever grace this school.
Is it wrong for me to think she might actually pull it off? Oh, don't answer that.
She's talking to plants now.
Not looking forward to the performance?
I know Octavia loves music, but a field trip to a classical music performance isn't my idea of an exciting time.
Ah! 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 Yes! 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 All of my yes!
Okay, I take it back.
When I heard we'd be arranging fields, I knew right away I wanted to take you all to my lab. I can think of no better trip than one through the quantum field. I am referring to time travel. I've been working on a temporal transportation device.
I call it the TARDIS.
A chair.
And 3, 4, 5. Congratulations! You are now 5 seconds into the future. You see, we are all already time travelers. Who's next?
Now what?
I see what you're doing, Doc, but...
Much beyond this.
Ponies and other students, welcome to the greatest and most powerful field trip of your lives!
Okay.
Where Yona and friends going? I am thrilled you asked, because today we're not doing a normal, old, boring field trip where you go somewhere.
So, not field trip.
Au contraire, I could have easily taken you to Froggy Bottom Bog, but we don't need to leave the comfort of the classroom for our field trip. I can bring the field trip to us.
Oh, Jesus! Twittermites!
Trixie, what did you do? Well, I found the perfect little patch of bog to teleport into the school.
You teleported a block of
Consider the
land?
possibility that a hive of flash bees might have nested there.
Flash bees? Not the same as Twittermites? Oh god, it reminds me of Harry Potter 2.
Who told you bees to nest in my patch of field trip bog?
And you just created a makeshift thundercloud.
Trixie, go with the students. I'll handle this. I was only trying to give them an exceptional field trip experience, which you have to admit I did. We'll talk about it later. Starlight? Hey there. So, they're gone? Yes. Nice teamwork, am I right?
Are you kidding? I don't know what team you're on, but it isn't mine. This was a disaster. It was dangerous.
I think the words you're looking for are great and powerful.
It wasn't even acceptable! You went from not taking it seriously to blowing things so out of proportion you put every creature in danger. And I wanted to work with a friend so much, I ignored the fact that you would never be right for the job.
I'm confused. What are you saying?
I'm saying you'll never be vice head mayor.
But I thought you created the position for me.
Why would you think that? I created the position because I need help. But I can't think of any way that you would ever help me.
Twilight's friends always helped her.
Oh, that's because Twilight's friends are competent. They care about what they're doing, and they know how to do it.
Well, I guess I won't take up any more of your time, Headmaster Starlight.
She is right, though. That is the thing. She is right.
Check in to see how the search for a vice head mayor was going.
Okay.
Okay.
Just magic it away.
I wanted it to be a friend, so I ended up pushing aside some pretty big signs that it wasn't gonna work out.
Not every pony is right for every job, but every pony has something to contribute. The trick is figuring out what.
What if you and your friend can't figure it out?
If you have a job to do, you have to decide what's best and be upfront and honest, even if that means you can't work with a friend on it.
So
What's just happened?
I guess that means talking to them at the beginning, instead of stringing them along until you get so frustrated you totally lose it and say a bunch of really awful things?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh.
Aw. Can I just say I love the color scheme of her
I
van?
know you're in there.
Well, you're wrong.
I'm sorry for all those things I said. I just
God damn it.
really wanted it to work out, even though I knew it probably wouldn't. I should have said something sooner.
Obviously, we can't have what we want, because I'm terrible at everything and could never help you with anything.
You aren't terrible, and you have a lot of great qualities. maybe not Vice Headmare qualities, but...
Okay,
great
I
and
was afraid she was going
powerful
to
friend qualities?
shoehorn her into it.
Well, you really stand by the ponies you care about. Gallus even said no creatures ever stuck up for him the way you did with Grandpa Gruff. It would have been nice to run the school together, but not every pony is right for every job.
That is something you have to accept.
Take your responsibilities seriously, and maybe I should have known I wasn't exactly a perfect fit.
Oh.
If it makes you feel any better, no pony was.
What do you mean?
What?
Well, Dr. Hooves has decided to go back to his experiments, and Octavia is worried the responsibilities of Vice Headmare will take too much time away from her music.
Oh.
Maybe getting a Vice Headmare was a bad idea.
I want to see it Octavia more.
Obviously, you'd like some help, and hiring a Vice Headmare is a great idea.
But who could it be?
Well, you need some pony who's responsible like you, and detail-oriented like Twilight, and smart, obviously. It is a school, after all.
It would be nice if I got along with them, since having it be a friend can't work out.
Maybe it can.
Sunburst!
And I knew as soon
Yeah!
as I read Trixie's scroll that it was the exact right thing for me to do.
But what about being Flurry Heart's Crystaller?
Well, honestly, now that Flurry Heart's a little older, there really isn't much for me to do outside of the occasional tradition or festival. And working at a school is what I always thought I'd do. I mean, if you'll have me.
Are you kidding? You're hired!
I had a feeling this would work out.
Oh, Trixie, thank you so much.
Oh, the shipping! Oh, my shipping heart.
And giving good advice when I don't mean to. I suppose I can be a pretty good friend.
More than that, actually. You really did give good advice. And you helped me talk through the problem of finding the right pony for the job. And we know you care about the students.
Trixie, the great and powerful advice giver, problem talk througher, and student care about her. I think I'll go with friend.
Friend is perfect.
Friend is good.
But there's a position here at the school you might be right for, too. What would you say to being the School of Friendship's new student counselor?
I was about to say.
I'd say this office needs a bit of redecorating. Potted plants scream desperation.
Phyllis, no!
Oh my god! Oh wait, who's like? Wait! Who was Octavia? Who the hell was Octavia? I have to find out. Octavia, Kasumi Evans. Ah, damn it! I really thought for a moment that it sounded like Ailey Monty. I was so sure. Not to say anything bad about Kasumi Evans, because Kasumi Evans is good. She's really good. But I was so sure that it was That was a good episode. That was a fun episode. Trixie, of course, being her Trixie self, made it a bit hard to swallow some of the moments. But it worked out in the end. And also, Starlight in that like low, pissed off voice actually legit scary for a bit. And that freaking concert scene. Oh my god. Someone please make like a short one-chapter fanfic of Octavia going to Vinyl Scratch and then telling her about this whole thing they need to set up. Or an etched animation or anything. Because, oh my god, that whole setup was just so good. I'm a music nerd, okay? I love that kind of shit. Oh my god, that was so good. And it was all, like, I was afraid like her and Dr. Hooves and Big Matt would go through this entire thing without, like, saying anything, but I really enjoyed what came out of it. Maybe a bit like maybe they're leaning a bit too much against their likes. Like Octavia leaned too much towards like music and music talk, and Dr. Hooves, they kind of spin it properly. But yeah, I think that way maybe made them a bit too one note. But I still enjoyed the heck out of it. That was wonderful. And oh my god, spoiled milk from the beginning was just like, no, she's not gonna be one of them. Oh god, and she did try to explain things to Trixie in the end, but she still had that whole wink situation going on. But I still enjoyed this so much. And I also like that there are legit reasons for why the others weren't hired. It wasn't like, oh, I just ignored the rest of them. No, it's legit like they wanted to go back to their things, or they were afraid it would take time away from their things. Like, I understand. And like, it works out. And Sunburst, of course, being the vice head mayor, is, head stallion, is good. I enjoyed this episode and I liked it, and I hope all of you did as well. So yeah, oh, and before I go, I would like to say thank you to a bunch of wonderful, wonderful people who have kept supporting and just being awesome people here on the internet. Those people are from my Patreon of a certain tier, Campfire tier. Those people are Loquacious, Anime Guy 01, Explosive Water, J-Rock 1989, Matthew Donovan, Bookworm, and Danish Faye. Thank you all so much for your continued support. I can't tell you how much it means to me, and I hope that I still after all this time make it all worth it for you guys to stay. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching, my dear friends. Please tell me in the comments below what you thought about this episode. Please remember to be nice to each other, and always remember to treat yourselves once in a while. My name has been Johnny Fireflame, and I'll see you guys next time.